Hey everybody, this is Reverie Planetarian, because wherever I go I'm going to see stars, and appropriately enough, I'm here in Kerbal Space Program. This is a game I owned and actually been playing for a while, even though I haven't really done much in it. So I figured it was time to change that. Reddit had recently started up one of their weekly challenges, and this time they decided to dust off the Island Express challenge, which involves taking a ship or an aircraft, it doesn't matter which, from here to an old airfield which is about 50 clicks from here, at least according to my flight recordings. Now, I hadn't really challenged myself, so I thought I might as well start attacking challenges with this. This is a very special aircraft. It kind of looks unmanned, but as you can see, there is a Kerbal in here, Bill Kerman, because I really didn't bother to switch pilots around. And I've called this aircraft Le Jamais Content, after one of the oldest speed record cars, which achieved a blistering unofficial speed record of about 62 miles per hour on electric power at the turn of the 20th century. The name, of course, means the never satisfied, and just like that car, and just like its spirit, I really wanted to go fast with this, so I took no chances. In here is an avionics hub protected by a well, it's not a heat shield, but the fairings have one of the highest temperature resistances in the game, and any eagle-eyed viewers have noticed by now this weird thing here at the back. The command pod is actually here, protected by a heat shield up front, slowed down by these separatrons, and it's filled with parachutes and the command pod, which is in a very interesting spot. I'll showcase this a little later once I've done my run. I have only really done this run successfully once before, but I've learned from many crashes and some rather cowardly save scumming. But really, this is a surprisingly difficult challenge because the aerodynamics have changed, the parts have changed. You no longer have those crazy turbojets that were sort of a turbo ramjet already. Now you have proper turbo ramjets that perform like turbo ramjets, so you had to get a little creative using the Rapier engines, which, in addition to being space capable, are they can act as pure jet engines, and they have the highest thrust of any jet engines, so they were a natural choice for this. So let's turn off the brakes, and let's take off in this thing. Flying this aircraft is a learning experience. It was a learning experience. It is a crazy vehicle to try and get a handle on. It really doesn't suffer fools gladly. It is so fast and so demanding to fly that you have to do some very special things to kind of get on its good side. I learned early on that in order to make this thing fly better, you actually have to switch from your stability control. You've got the SAS, which that's what the avionics unmanned cruise missile. Once you get to this deep, move these, and then deploy the last set of chutes, and we're down! Yeah! And as you can see, we've gotten on the old airfield island with a couple seconds to spare. Our astronaut Bill Kerman has made it to the old airfield as parts of Le Jamais Content keep exploding somewhere over there. It took quite a few tries to just get it this far, and I had a lot of learning to do, but this was a very fun challenge to do, and now that I've done it, I think I'll show you what I was talking about with the design of the aircraft. Well, just as soon as it loads. My computer really isn't the best, but it runs Kerbal Space Program just fine. So, yes, as I mentioned previously, Le Jamais Content's design hinges on the fact that these fairings have a heat tolerance which is something like 200 degrees higher than the thermal tolerance of most other parts. The wings, the intakes, those will do about 2400, and those are going to be the ones that get heated up first. The skin of these aircraft, that will do, yeah, it will do, depending on it, depending on the shape, it'll do something like 2000 to 2400 degrees. And this is the part that makes it all possible. Originally, I put this in backwards because I wanted this part to be structurally sound. I wanted it to be strong because I didn't want this rattling around from a thin connection right here. Only problem is, I learned real quick that when you try to do that, you end up with a pod that reverses all the pitch and the roll and the yaw controls, and you really don't want that when you have an aircraft that kind of makes you concentrate as much as Le Jamais Content does. Again, it's in one of these fairings for heat resistance purposes, and to house, especially because I'm housing all these radial parachutes. I tried it with separatrons. You can see separatrons which are all around this, I guess you could call it the insertion stage of the pod, right? This whole thing runs on brute force. It's brute thrust going to the island, and brute thrust getting it slowed down. I originally did this thing where I had separatrons on the command pod, but the problem was these were so effective at slowing the pod down, along with the drogues, those orange chutes there, that when I decided to turn on the separatrons to make this land, it would actually shoot it back up into the air. Oh, wow. Well, it's a very specialized plane, and the fact that it carries just enough fuel to get to the island airfield was more a happy accident than anything else. A lot of this was trial and error, but it was very fun trial and error, and I'm certain I will be around for the next challenge. This is just a little interlude of mine to show other things I do, other than my pixel junk shooter videos. I'm rather sorry that those dried up a little bit. There were some extenuating circumstances with stuff going on around here, and it really sucked, but I'm certain that I can get back to them real quick. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and I guess I'll see you all in the next challenge.